commentator is Len Sterling. Lieutenant General Buckner and Vice Admiral Turner observed the Fifth Fleet's terrific bombardment of Okinawa. One intrepid rocket launching ship moves in close to pulverize shore defenses. The United States 10th Army and the 3rd Marine Amphibious Corps start for the beach. Expecting another Iwo Jima, the surprised Yanks meet only light resistance as they secure the beachhead. From the very start of the battle for Okinawa, the Japs launched desperate and unceasing air attacks against our fleet. In one afternoon, 111 enemy planes are shot down. The Japs try everything, including suicide planes, and a few of them succeed in damaging ships. But Jap air power is continuously whittled down. Soon it is apparent that the Japs in great force have taken up strong defensive positions on the southern end of the 921 square mile island. The campaign to win Okinawa, vital as a base within fighter range of Japan, soon develops into a desperate and prolonged struggle. Innumerable caves and hidden pillboxes honeycomb the island ridges. A combat cameraman courageously photographs the dangerous operation of blasting Japs out of the ground. The Yanks cannot advance until every cave is sealed and every pillbox smashed. There's a Jap trying to get away, but he's stopped by a sharpshooter. The battle is waged over dangerous terrain, from ridge to ridge, cave to cave. American losses are high, Jap casualties staggering. Japan sees her doom drawing near as the flag is firmly planted on Okinawa. 50 miles off the coast of Japan, the 27,000-ton carrier Franklin is launching planes for a strike against Kyushu. Out of the overcast, a lone Jap dive bomber sneaks in. Two 500-pound bombs hit the carrier, and a staggering blast of flame engulfs her as the survivors of the first terrible explosions respond with amazing Navy discipline. The epic battle to save the stricken ship is begun. The Franklin's planes, laden with bombs, rockets, and high-test gasoline, explode in a roaring furnace of destruction. The giant carrier's skipper is radioed permission to abandon ship. He refuses to give the order, although the Franklin is an inferno of searing flame. $40,000 gallons of 100-octane gasoline make a white ball of fire in the ominous pall of smoke. Only 29 of the ship's 118 damage control crew are still alive. Of the 3,000 men aboard, only a pitiful few are still on their feet. Emergency first aid stations are established, and heroic volunteers begin to rescue crew members trapped below decks. The battle suddenly seems in vain as Jap planes begin pouring in for the kill. They stalk the wounded carrier. Escorting ships of Task Force 58 fight them off. Now, the Navy's magnificent marksmanship and an alert cameraman bring to the screen one of the war's most spectacular scenes. bombers are driven off, but their airfields are only minutes away as the Franklin, now dead in the water, sends up blast after blast of exploding ammunition, bombs, and rockets. 3 hours after the bombing, she is still swept by flame. Navy combat cameramen on the ship continue to film the staggering disaster and the crew's heroic efforts. Wounded and burned men are given emergency treatment on decks that are still exposed to explosions. And one of the outstanding heroes of the ship is her Catholic chaplain, Father O'Callaghan, who here administers the last rites of his church to a boy gravely stricken. It seems incredible that ship and crew survivors can live. Even her flag is torn. And when the cruiser Santa Fe comes in on the windward side to fight the fires and rescue survivors, there is danger of the Franklin's magazines exploding any minute. If they go, both ships will be torn to pieces. From the fantail aft and all along the starboard side, men trapped below decks and still alive wait for rescue as the cruiser maneuvers close aboard. The Big Ben is listing heavily because of flooded compartments, and the Santa Fe's streaming hoses add to the burden of water aboard the blazing carrier. 4 hours after the bombing, the Franklin seems doomed. Men are still trapped on the fantail, where they were on duty when the Jap bomb struck. A cameraman on the destroyer Hickok films the scene as his ship closes in to effect rescues. Finally, the rescue ship is close enough aboard for uninjured men to jump her decks. Others, like this man, drop into the sea to be picked up by accompanying ships in the task force. The indomitable carrier is still afloat as the sea off Japan is searched for survivors. One ship rescuing 417 from the water and another 212. The flag has never seen greater heroism. The courage and determination of her officers and men pull the big carrier through an ordeal of terror such as no other ship has ever survived. En route to American waters, a service is held on deck in memory of the Franklin's 832 victims. Homeward bound through the Panama Canal after having suffered the most appalling loss of life in American naval history. More than 200 Purple Hearts are awarded to officers and men for injuries received as a result of enemy action. The luckiest bullseye any Jap bomber pilot ever scored. Captain Leslie Garries, commander of the crippled carrier. He brings her into New York Harbor after a voyage of 13,400 miles. Within her twisted wreckage, the Statue of Liberty is framed. Only wartime security brings her into these waters without a tremendous welcome. At the Brooklyn Navy Yard, honors are awarded outstanding heroes of the Navy's greatest fighting lady. The indomitable captain is given the Navy Cross. The Congressional Medal of Honor to Chaplain O'Callaghan, brave leaders of the heroic Franklin.